Good morning, everyone. So I'm back on here. I figured it's been a month since I made my last video, so just wanted to update everybody. I've been feeling better, but my father's been in the hospital since October 14th. He got admitted for high calcium levels, and I'm not sure if you're aware with what high calcium levels are, but they make you loopy. They make you feel not there. Your balance is off. It's just not good. And he has a lot of weakness. So I had to admit him, and I had to bring him there, and they admitted him. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks to bring his levels down. They did a lymph node biopsy, still inconclusive, looking for cancer. And so they released him. They said, do you want him to come home or do you want him to go to rehab? And I was like, I want him to go to rehab because he needs to build up his strength and then, get his diet right and then come home. So they released him after 2 weeks. They didn't know what's wrong with him. They sent him to a rehab close to my house, which is that I picked out. And, I thought it was a great choice in the beginning. And then it turns out it was good for the first 3 days. And then it kind of just went downhill from there. My father's experienced a lot of bathroom issues, constantly running to the bathroom, no control over his bladder. Mind you, he's 74, and nobody's helping him. I just figured out from my aunt that a nursing/rehab center is only run by nurses that are in charge to give you the medication. Then you have the aides, right? So I don't know if they have the level of care experience that the nurses do, but it shows in this rehab. So it's very unprofessional. And he was there for 2 weeks. It was like a battle back and forth. And yeah, I'm like, this isn't normal. I'm trying to take him out for his appointments. My sister tried to take him out for his appointments. It's like you can't go anywhere without extra diapers, and he's having these bowel movements and no control over it. What is going on? And then on top of it, he's asking for pain medication for the pain that he's experiencing, but nobody is checking him out. The doctor that was in charge of him is based out of another another practice. Not even in the hospital. Every order that was ordered for my father was ordered over the phone, talking to the doctor. The doctor never saw my father. So I tried reaching out to the doctor. And then I'm reaching out to my father's primary. And there was no communication. It was lack of communication. And I told them, I was constantly running back and forth, and nobody could figure out what's wrong with him. Once I actually had to get up and close and personal with my father, I had to see everything, what's going on with his butt, because none of the aides did, none of the nurses did there. And I was like, this is a problem. I shared it with my sisters, and I'm like, this is a big problem. So I pushed, for him to get released from the rehab to go to the ER. He got released to go to the ER out of the rehab. There they declared him with a prolapsed anus and colitis. And I had to go and look at him. Nobody else was looking at him, and that's terrible. So this is scarring on many levels. Being, seeing your parent like that, and to have to do this. And, but at this point, it's come to the point where I'm like, you know what? I love this person. I wish for him to get better, or to at least maintain, and I just couldn't believe that they allowed it to go downhill like that. And, he's so unaware of his body. And so it's like, somebody's got to, find out what's going on. This guy's suffering pain. He's asking for pain medication, and you guys just keep giving him pain medication. He has bad kidneys, bad liver. Eventually, that pain medication is killing him. So they sent him back from the ER. He got diagnosed with that. Then I'm like, all right, let's go to your primary. Let's go get a GI consult and get you in there, yada, yada. And then turns out the following weekend, he falls while having uncontrollable bowel movements all over the place at the rehab and slips on it. The lady called me, the nurse, said he had a few scratches, but he's okay. And I'm like, he's not okay. He's anemic. He has, his bones are weak. And I'm like, he's not okay. So when she called me, I was there at 8:30. They were surprised to see me. It looked like a damn war zone in there. I walk in there. They have the bed really low. He's laying there. And then there's throw up all over, and they got blankets over it. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, there's blood on the sheet. There's blood on the pillows. And I'm like, this is a war zone. Like, what the fuck? And I'm looking at his arms, and he's got really two big bandages, and he's got cuts on his back, cuts on his other arm that weren't as bad. But mind you, he has diabetes, right? So healing is going to be terrible. But they didn't mind those. They didn't even touch those. So I'm just like, this is not okay. But the nurse that was in charge, she's like, I called the doctor and maybe he can go to the ER because maybe he has a GI bleed. Turns out he goes to the ER. He's got a GI bleed. They had to stick a tube down his throat, drain the blood, and then mind his diarrhea. And then turns out he got diagnosed with C. diff. And he's fighting that currently. This whole time, on top of having a prolapsed anus. And so it's like an ongoing suffering. And he doesn't know what the hell's going on. Talk about, being so disconnected from yourself. So I'm trying to advocate. My sisters are trying to advocate for him. We're trying to just pull together to get him home now. So once he fights this infection, just come home. I'm not going to send you to rehab. I'm just going to care for you the best way I can. With the kids and the dogs and everything else, and trying to get everybody here to help out. Because it's just so unreal, like the amount of back-to-back things that are happening now. Stay tuned for my next